Let's do a custom period in the history there. We'll go from Monday to Friday. So I just lost over 2% in one trade on the 10K funded challenge from Funded Next. And it's crazy, to be honest. I had a stop loss and everything in place, as you can see here, but price just gapped far past my stop loss. But the good thing about this trade in particular is that I was... Welcome back to another video, or the other part of yesterday's video. A little confusing, excuse me. Oh, what y'all think? I've been working out, seeing a little progress. Still a little tight frame, but hey, we getting a little progress. If you ask why is exercise, that is mostly just do push-ups or this makeshift weights thing. I can show you one of these days. But welcome back. It's Friday, the day after yesterday, Thursday, where I temporarily banned myself from trading. I was monitoring the charts. I was paper trading, but no actual trades. And at the end of yesterday's video is where it dawned on me that I didn't actually show you guys, that I didn't actually show you the MT5 balance, which is something I don't want to do. But just for the sake of yesterday, where I was trying to record me being disciplined and not taking any trades, I think it would be important for me to at least prove that I was not trading yesterday. So there is the balance. Even though, right, you don't gotta see it too long. Let's do a custom period in the history there. We'll go from Monday to Friday. Actually, that can be too long, so we can just do Wednesday to Friday. And as you'll see at the side there, there's just 20. Wait. Oh, I wonder why one's saying 21 and one's saying 22, but all are saying the date, as in, I'm gonna zoom in so you can see it better, but it's all on the 7th. So all these trades, this was only Wednesday. Today we don't have any trades. Yesterday we didn't place any trades, so we don't have any for today's yet. So the last trade should be on Wednesday, and that's here. That's the $20 that I made. I showed you that. Yeah. So I also would like to show you the dashboard for the Funded Next. So we're still up 1.09%. It's been 6 days so far. It's been 9 trades out of my 10 trade sample size. And so far we've been quite disciplined, to be honest. It's just that one trade that I took on Wednesday, which was over my maximum allowed trades per day. But hey, I believe that I've disciplined myself enough to not make something like that repeat. The whole reason for that leeway, I should say, in breaking my rules is because I started accounting for the percentage, and I also accounted that I want to risk a maximum of 1% per day. So if I'm reducing my lot size, I need to reduce it, but make sure that my position is full enough to take up at least 50% of my total allowed risk percentage per day. So if I'm going to be placing 2 or 3 trades, I need to make sure that those 2 or 3 trades amount to $50. If it's less, then I'll have a problem, because if I lose this trade and I lose another trade and it's not 1%, I'm going to break another rule by saying it's less than 1%, but still more than 2 maximum trades per day. So I don't want to do that. So that's me identifying that in my own results and making a change. I also had another very, very, very good point to discuss with you, but lost my train of thought for right now, and I'm going to remember it. I'm going to write it down so I can have like a full structured approach and when we're discussing this, because I think it's very, very important as well. It's something that I noticed about the results. So hopefully once I could explain that to you, you might be able to identify it in your own results and make some type of improvement. But we don't have a trade for right now. It's currently 26 minutes after 8 in the AM. So Once we get to 9:30 and I possibly have a trade, I'm going to open back up the camera and give you guys that update. But for right now, this is the situation. Yeah, man. Oh, by the way, if you're new here, welcome. And my name is Kevon Roach, and this is my channel where I share what it's like being a full-time trader from the Caribbean. Life both on and off the charts. So if that sounds like it's something interesting to you, make sure to smash the subscribe button and hit the like because we got a lot more content coming your way. Stick around. So I guess this portion of the video gonna be done entirely without the shirt. But we're back and I found a trade. Now, in a sense, this trade is a little bit late, but it still aligns with my strategy and all the confirmations that I look for nevertheless. So just real quick, we can do just a quick trade breakdown as to why I took this trade, because if you paid keen attention, this is a little bit different than the other trades that I've taken in this sample size, the 9 trades, well, 7 others, because two weren't according to my strategy either. But here we are on the 15-minute for the NAS 100, and let me just move the volume bar indicator just so I don't confuse anyone. On the NAS 100 15-minute chart, it doesn't really look like much in accordance to my strategy, because there were no old highs or lows being broken and closed below impulsively, or any manipulation taking place and impulsive action in the opposite direction. This is the USA 100 from Skilling. When I go over to the NAS 100, which is the same thing but offered by Black Bull, which is also the broker that I use to trade directly on TradingView. Link in the description if you're interested in that. On Black Bull, it actually had this high here that was formed at 9:30 took this high. It wasn't an old high, but it still took liquidity nevertheless. And then we had a push below the low that was formed before that high got broken on the 5 minutes. Here we can see it a bit more clear. So this was the low that was formed before this high got taken. That one and that one right there. This is the candlestick that broke the high. Then we had a push, an attempt to push higher that failed, and then a further push to the downside. At this point here, I would be entering the trade usually, but I did not see that sweep of liquidity on this NAS 100 chart, so I did not enter that trade. Nevertheless, we're here. It looks very bearish on the overall time frame, and according to my strategy, price won't just go down and go back up unless it closes off the unfair value gaps or creates a lower high that price could then break once it decides to come back up. So this is just working off of market structure, how my strategy allowed me to look at the price and what I've observed over the years of just watching the price move. So let's see how this price plays out. If price breaks above this high, that's completely fine. My stop loss is all the way up here. Honestly, I am anticipating a break above this high to maybe this area, the beginning of this fair value gap right here at this candle that was formed at 20 minutes after 10. And I have a sell limit that's here as well. So once price breaks up here, maybe taps this fair value gap and then starts to push to the downside, then that's going to be even extra confirmation. But for right now, this is the situation. It looks short-term bearish, even though we're overall bullish. On the daily, we just broke above old highs, daily highs. So it looks like we're going to be pushing down just for a short period of time. So let's see what this price does, and then I'm going to come back and give you the update once we get to any of our areas of interest. So I just lost over 2% in one trade on the 10K funded challenge from Funded Next, and it's crazy, to be honest. I had a stop loss and everything in place, as you can see here, but price just gapped far past my stop loss. But the good thing about this trade in particular is that I was severely under risk. You know, I was not risking the entire 1% per trade. I was risking more like 0.04% in total. So when the price gapped past my stop loss like that, in normal conditions the account would be blown, but because I was in with such reduced risk, I still lived to trade another day. I lost $200, which is 2% on the account, but I'm still allowed to risk 4% per day. So I might go back in and take a trade today, but it just goes to show that proper risk management really allows you to stay in the game, even on events like this, because the market closed on Friday and gapped all the way up on Sunday's open. So it wasn't anybody's fault. Sometimes the price does that. The best thing you can do is to make sure that you're on the right side of your risk, you're managing your risk correctly, and you have stop losses in place, because currently the price is even more higher now. Even the price is even more higher now. I got out there and the price is currently there. So we only lost $216 there. So hey, it just goes to show that proper risk management will keep you in the game for much longer.